This is Plant-Based Briefing. What's the deal with all the seed oil conspiracies? By Charlotte Pointing at vegnews.com. I'm Marian Erickson, host of this curated content plant-based podcast, where I narrate a variety of articles on plant-based and vegan living with permission in about 10 minutes or less every weekday. Think of it as your daily dose of inspiration for this healthy, compassionate, and sustainable lifestyle. So now let's get to today's plant-based briefing. What's the deal with all the seed oil conspiracies? By Charlotte Pointing at vegnews.com. Seed oils have become the enemy of the internet. Here's what the experts have to say on whether they're harming our health. According to Joe Rogan, our bodies don't know what to do with canola oil. The comedian, commentator, and controversial host of the Joe Rogan Experience podcast is a proponent of the carnivore diet and is among thousands of people on the internet right now advocating for a boycott of seed oils over their alleged health risks. Another carnivore diet enthusiast, known on social media as Carnivorediet, has labeled seed oils the most destructive force in the world today in a post that has more than 23,400 likes. But where is all the panic around seed oils coming from? And do we really have anything to worry about? What are seed oils? Seed oil refers to vegetable-based oils like canola, soybean, corn, grapeseed, sunflower, and so on. They are often used for cooking, and they're a common food ingredient too. You'll likely see them listed on the back of packets of potato chips, for example, or things like white bread, French fries, or mayonnaise. Do we need to be worried about seed oils harming our health? The anti-seed oil movement is gaining traction because people are concerned that they're seriously damaging our health. For example, in one post that compares a bottle of canola oil to bullets and arrows, Carnivorediet notes seed oils are hidden everywhere and linked to almost every chronic disease. In another post on X, formerly known as Twitter, Carnivorediet claims that before seed oils, less than 10% of people were obese, and CVD was non-existent. It's important to note here that research suggests this is not true. Even some ancient Egyptian mummies show evidence of cardiovascular disease. And according to Healthline, researchers theorize this might be down to the food they were consuming. No, not seed oils, but likely fatty meats. But is there any evidence to suggest that seed oils are causing chronic disease now? As with most things, it depends on the oil and how much of it you consume, nutritionist Joe Travers told iNews. It's largely the omega-6 content which can cause health problems, and different seeds have different omega profiles. But while omega-6 has a bad reputation, many dietary and medical professionals also maintain that we really don't need to be that concerned about it. The main charge against omega-6 fats is that the body can convert the most common one, linolenic acid, into another fatty acid called arachidonic acid. And arachidonic acid is a building block for molecules that can promote inflammation, blood clotting, and the constriction of blood vessels, Harvard Health explained in 2019. But the body also converts arachidonic acid into molecules that calm inflammation and fight blood clots. The publication refers to a study conducted by the American Heart Association in which independent researchers reviewed dozens of studies on omega-6 and heart health. It turns out that the body converts very little linolenic acid into arachidonic acid, even when linolenic acid is abundant in the diet, Harvard Health continues. The AHA reviewers found that eating more omega-6 fats didn't rev up inflammation. Instead, eating more omega-6 fats either reduced markers of inflammation or left them unchanged. Harvard has also debunked the thousands of recent social media posts scaremongering users about seed oils. That said, experts are not against the idea that many of the foods made with seed oils, like processed snacks and fast food items, are unhealthy. It's just more likely that this is due to the high amounts of sodium, sugar, and refined carbohydrates they contain. If you're concerned about the health impact of your food choices, Harvard recommends adopting a diet high in whole food sources of nutrients like omega-6, like nuts and seeds, rather than getting worked up over seed oils. Evidence suggests that a diet high in these foods can help lower cholesterol and blood sugar and reduce heart disease risk, it notes. A growing body of evidence suggests that a plant-based, whole food diet is among the healthiest diets to follow, despite the fact that many of the high-profile and often far-right aligning voices in the anti-seed oil brigade are against plant-based lifestyles. Research suggests that eating more vegetables, fruits, nuts and seeds, and whole grains may reduce your risk of chronic diseases, including heart disease and certain types of cancer. And please keep wearing sunscreen. Finally, there's another part of the conversation social media users need to be aware of when it comes to seed oils. Avoiding them is not an effective substitute for sunscreen, as a number of TikTok posts indicate. Online claims that suggest you can avoid sunscreen use if you eat the right foods are false, medical dermatologist Alexander Witkowski, MD, PhD, categorically told Insider. If you want to improve your skin health, eating a diet packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants might help, i.e., plant-based whole foods, but you still need to wear sunscreen all year round. The best way to protect yourself from the sun? Witkowski says what most of us have been taught for years now: wear a hat, consider UV protective clothing, and use SPF 30 or higher. For vegan sunscreen recommendations and more information on why sunscreen is effective protection from the sun, follow our guide linked here. You just listened to What's the Deal with All the Seed Oil Conspiracies? By Charlotte Pointing at vegnews.com. And I'm your host, Marian Erickson. And tune in tomorrow for another episode on this topic called Butter Lovers and Seed Oil Haters Are Both Wrong, New Research Confirms. And if you're interested in other episodes about omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, check out 373 and 374, Healing Autoimmune Disease with Supermarket Foods, by Dr. Brooke Goldner at nutritionstudies.org. And I've done a number of other episodes about oil in general, cooking with and eating oils, and how reducing them overall is a good thing. They're highly processed foods, pure fat, etc. I will link a couple in the show notes. 864, Why Olive Oil is Not Healthy for Your Heart, by Dr. Roseanne Oliveira at forksoverknives.com. And 46, Should We Cook with Oil, by Brigitte Gem at veganfamilykitchen.com. So please share this episode with anyone who might benefit, and thanks for listening.